All right, cool. Let's see, let's get set up here. You guys are ready for the day. Okay, choose. Okay. All right, so Karen's gonna get set up here. And then we should start dialing for the cold calls. So today we are gonna do something a little bit different. Instead of just cold calling people on Zillow and getting a bunch of like people that don't pick up. It is Saturday, so it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. But we're gonna just cold call our no's from basically a different number anyways, from the one where we initially texted. So it is sort of like a cold call because we never talked to them before. They don't know we're calling. But at least we know that they're going to respond in some kind of fashion. It's also going to be more difficult because we already know they're not interested in a lease option, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe they're interested in some other kind of creative deals. Maybe they just don't want to talk about a lease option up front because a lot of other just leasing companies give them the robotic spiel. So we'll kind of see and figure out what they want, see some kind of solution that we can offer them. But if not, we'll disqualify them pretty quickly. Let's not spend more than 3 minutes on that. The cold calling sessions are not really a let's get a deal session. It's more like get your reps in for us. So talking to these people, we just want to make 100 cold calls a week just for practice, and this is one of our sessions. So okay, so let's set the agenda. We are gonna cold call some people. We are gonna cold call our no's. We're gonna disqualify them quickly. And we might get lucky. Here's some motivations and work something out. All right, do you have a lead? Got it. All right, cool.
Are we leaving voicemails or not?
Let it ring. Try again. So call them twice, and then you can leave them a voicemail and tag them as voicemail.
Okay. No, okay.
Hello, I saw your.
Is this still available? Go ahead and call me back. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Please leave your message for 73.
All right, that went to voicemail real quick. You have another one?
Yeah, waiting for you.
Waiting for me what? I already dialed.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear it.
I'm going now again. Let me redial. Yeah. Go ahead and go do your next call.
Hello, is this the house on 9413 Richwood?
How can I help you with that?
So I'm looking at it. I'm prepared to make you an offer. So can you tell me a little bit about the house? I'm sorry, what?
So we sold.
Oh, oh, it's already sold? Oh, okay. Your house is still listed, by the way. Okay, great. Do you have any other properties you have for sale?
Over many properties, there's no one for sale.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. Thank you for your time. Definitely gonna follow up with this guy in 30 days.
You said it's sold though.
Nobody said he has other properties, just not for
Oh.
sale.
Okay.
Please leave your message for
Oh.
Hi, I saw your house on Zillow. Was it still available or did it already sell? Go ahead and text me back on this number. Thanks. Bye-bye. What?
Still dialing.
forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
It must be voicemail Tuesday, as Mr. Mark says. Hit yourself.
Hello?
Hey, this is Christina. Was your house still up for sale on
No, it is not.
Oh, okay. You already sold it off?
Yep.
Ah, bummer. All right. Well, you have a good day. Congratulations.
You did. Thanks.
Damn, sold.
I think you should go. This number is really funky.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You should go. The numbers are really funky.
Oh, okay. My turn, my turn.
Got my recording.
Yeah, go ahead. Hiya, this is Christina. Is your house still for sale? Go ahead and let me know. Thanks.
To an automated voice messaging system. Forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
My turn. What? Hey, does RA reply ever hang up on you?
Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Hi, my name is Christina. I saw your house on Zillow. have I missed it, or has it sold?
No, it has not sold, but it's now listed with a real estate agent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had probably gotten your number when it was still listed for a rent by owner. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to bother you.
No, that's okay. There should be a listing though on Zillow that you can reach out, or have your agent, you can reach out to the agent for a showing.
Oh, okay. Well, if you don't mind, if now that I have you on the phone, would you mind if I ask you a couple questions, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Um, just out of curiosity, were you maybe planning on doing a rent to own on this, or not really?
No, I really can't because I'm trying to buy another house.
Oh, I see. Okay. How much would you need for your next house?
It's listed for 149.
Oh, okay. And and that's what you would need cash up front?
No, I mean you can pay in cash if you like, or you can get a loan, but that's the price that the house is.
Okay. All right. It looks like you're trying to do a traditional just straight sale, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries then. Thank you for even answering the call. Bye-bye.
Strong start.
Week finish, yeah.
I mean, it's glad that you even entertained that, even though it was already listed with a realtor. Was it a flat fee realtor or what?
It looks like it, yeah. That's what she redid the description in Zillow from what we originally had, and it currently has she included in the description 6% goes towards realtor fees or whatever. She didn't have that before. Okay, well, now we can take her on a follow-up, I suppose, right?
Why would you follow up with her?
What if a real estate agent doesn't sell her the house?
Sure, I guess a 90-day follow-up.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Please leave your message.
Sorry, this is the second time I ring. I didn't unmute myself earlier. Hi, this is Christina. was old.
One of the house in Alabama.
Right.
Yes, no, it's not been sold.
Okay, great. Give me one hot second. You said it hasn't?
No, it has not.
Oh,
Nobody-
oh, okay. Are you pending though? Because the Zillow ad is showing me something different.
No, I mean, there's nothing pending. I mean, it's available. I've not, I don't have a contract on it. It may just be something lab.
Oh, okay.
So get in there and look if I didn't know.
Oh, okay, great. That's why I was calling, just to like double check, just because the house is beautiful. Did you just remodel it, or has it always been that beautiful?
No, it's a great thing.
Oh.
I've not ever really updated. I like it the way it is.
I'm
Never done anything to it.
I mean, I would too. That, I mean, just the way it is beautiful. But if we both agree that it's beautiful, if you don't mind me asking, why are you selling?
Oh, I've moved.
Oh, okay. Um, then was this like an investment property for you then, or?
No, I live there. And I moved forward.
Oh,
So I
okay.
live near my dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So then I can't find any more information on it from Zillow. Would you mind telling me a little bit more about it?
Well, it's rural neighborhood. I mean, I say rural, there's not anything in the country. You can't see it right now. It's up on an ice field over, got mountains in the back and mountains way out the front. One in that back is really close. I also own 50 acres behind it, dependent on
Mm-hmm.
and the house was built in 1999, and everything is built like it was then. Any changes and get other folks put in,
Oh, okay.
just things like that. And I was in the process of redoing the landscape, and I decided not to let somebody do their own thing since I was.
So she's open to a land contract.
Okay.
Try to get her down to like 10%.
Things change.
Start off with like 7.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, life happens, right?
It sure does.
Would you consider probably doing a land contract on the property? Is that something you'd be interested in?
Oh, doing what now?
A land contract?
What is that?
Owner finance.
Oh, no, I really am not interested in doing that
Okay.
because I would like to say the property that I have in Florida now. I didn't have a mortgage on the, I don't have a mortgage on the home in Alabama. I did it in Florida. I don't do anything like that. Be able to get out, stop the mortgage, but I'm not really.
Oh, I see. So just to reaffirm what you just said, you don't want monthly payments so they can pay off the house you're currently living in. You just want to completely pay it off as soon as possible, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. And
So, I really want to do a right out sale instead of on the finance because I don't want to, continue to pay on this one and paid off.
oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'd want to pay off my house payment as soon as possible, the way things are going right now as well.
Yeah.
And how much did you need? How much would you consider for cash offer then? Hmm. I mean, they should have. It's a beautiful home.
Well, Well, the way the way that I have it right now is, the house is 5 or less acres. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can, it'll have to be surveyed and everything, so to see that. But later on, if someone is interested in the other 50 that's behind it and all that's planted in pine trees, I would be looking, to, that could be something that somebody may want or whatever. I wouldn't, I probably wouldn't, I wouldn't do that. If anybody wants it like that, they don't want to put this behind.
Oh, okay. So,
So, I have it for 570. If we were doing a test offer, I would come way off.
okay.
I would have to talk with my son-in-law and my daughter-in-law.
Uh-huh.
I mean, my daughter-in-law. She's my only, so everything is doing the first.
Okay.
For her to have her input, on a job offer.
All right.
So,
It seems like you still have a.
your name and your number. Now, are you looking at it as an individual, or are you looking at it for investment, or for some company, or?
Well, I would be an
Not that
individual, but I'm an individual myself, but I'm also an investor. Um, so it does seem that you still have a lot to think about. My name was Christina, by the way. And then you can just reach out to me in this number if you ever want to call me back, if you and your son-in-law and your daughter are interested in doing something moving forward.
I will talk with them.
Uh-huh.
I will talk with them about it over the weekend,
Okay.
and maybe give you a call back by Monday.
Sounds beautiful.
And with the land behind it, be something that you could be interested in, or whoever you're looking for would be interested in at some point later on.
It could be, yes. I
Should
mean,
decide to sell it.
right.
The 50 acres that's behind it with whoever you are looking for, or yourself, or whoever they be interested in buying that.
Oh, yes. Always looking for land. Can't say no to land. And then it gives you the privacy too to the home.
Yeah, it is. One of my plan is to like harvest pine trees.
Oh, that's nice.
And they'll be sand at one point, but there's going to be a road put in over to the other side of the property that it would not interfere horribly in its living.
Okay.
And then have it replanted again.
So then,
Or, if somebody is interested in buying that, we would look at it as a whole if somebody wanted that. But we did want to harvest the trees. But, I mean, if somebody would pay us for those trees now, we could possibly just go ahead and say we would sell it off.
oh, okay. So that's like another little business that you just had planned, right? Your own little investment on it.
We planted the trees to help my daughter pay off her lawsuit debt.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we planted them, to help her, knock the chunk out of that. Maybe.
Well,
And so I would still like to help her do that.
oh, okay. Well, congratulations with your daughter going to law school. I mean, that's hard in itself. But again, it does it does seem like you still need to talk to them. What time can I go ahead and follow up with you on Monday then?
Okay, I keep my grandbaby every day, so I'm up here most of the day. So that
Okay.
would be great if you can call me back, but I will talk to them about it over the weekend, and I will possibly want to catch up with the house at 5 plus or minus 8.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, then. Well, I will talk to them, and I will talk to you, Christina.
Alrighty. And if not, I'll go ahead and give you a call on Monday around noon. And if you don't pick up, then can I just assume that you guys weren't interested in doing something today or moving forward with that?
No, because I could be changing a diaper or.
Okay. I understand. I took care of my niece and nephew too. Well, they were little babies, so I get that. But it was a pleasure talking to you, and we'll go ahead and speak another time, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I should have cut it off a lot sooner, but you know what? She was a sweet lady.
What was that?
I said sweet ladies won't make you money if you keep letting them talk over you. So in that call, you could have, okay, so I don't think you're qualifying people. That's the first thing. So how would you qualify somebody?
She didn't really have a pain to I mean, she has
Okay,
a
that's
pain
not
to
my
sell.
question. My question is, how would you qualify somebody?
Determine their pain level, their motivation level.
Okay, what does that mean?
How urgently they need to sell.
Okay, and
How they how willing or open they are to selling, because with her she wanted a cash sell to go ahead and pay off her house, but she wasn't in desperate need. She wasn't hurting that bad to move something and do something today.
so why do you spend 6 minutes on this person?
It's an opportunity to move forward, especially with land of 50 acres.
But you didn't hear that until like 5 minutes into the conversation.
I wouldn't have heard that if it wasn't part of the 5-minute conversation.
Okay, so how is that relevant? So you think that all conversations are going to be that productive? Or is it most of the time not?
Most of the time, it's not.
So back to the original question, how are you qualifying people?
Not as quickly as I can.
No, the question is how are you qualifying them? Not how fast you're qualifying them, or what do you think you should be qualifying for? How are you doing it? What is your process?
Just making sure that they're ready to sell, making sure that that they're even motivated to sell to an investor and not just do it a traditional route. And what else is there?
So when you're calling somebody, you have to qualify them for some kind of need, right? So it's either they need to sell because they need to do something with the money, they need to stop putting payments, they need to move, they need to find some kind of solution. So when you're listening to them, you have to ask them questions to see if there's a pain. So you ask them, well, what would you like to have done? Well, I'm looking to buy something. How can I help you out? And then they're going to ask, like, well, what do you mean by help me out? It's like, well, I'd like to buy something and I'm wondering, what do you need to move? How much do you need to move? How fast do you need to move? These are, some questions. Can I ask you these questions? And if I can, you can ask me some questions. And if you feel like we're a good fit, we can move forward. And then they're like, okay, maybe or maybe not, right? So then you can ask them questions. Okay, well, I mean, it sounds like a great place and all that. Why are you moving it? Why are you selling it? Why are you leaving it? And then they'll tell you some kind of reason. And generally, they're not going to be really upfront with you for the reasons. But then they'll have like little nuances. So they'll say like, well, I don't really need to sell. I have 30 days to sell. But I'm really looking to do XYZ with the property. So if I was able to do this, so you hear those shoulds, woulds, or whatever Justin's saying, those infer motivation, but they'll just gleam over it. So you can't just ask them another question afterwards. You actually have to stay on that thing. So in that situation, you could have asked her, oh, you also have a lot of land too, or seems like you don't really need to move anytime soon. That's probably why you took it off the market. And then she's going to say something. And then you go, oh, so the reason why you took it off the market and didn't leave it with the realtor is because of that? I see. So that means you want to stay in it a little bit more because you don't really have time to sell. I mean, you have a lot of time to sell the property. Why don't you just stay it for 6 more months and then wait for a year? So what am I doing that's different than what you're doing?
You're asking more direct questions, but these are the questions that she had already answered for me. Or are you just speaking overall of what I should be doing instead?
When you ask her these questions, who is in control? Because you found those information not because you directed the questions, it's because she went around and she went in that direction.
Oh, I see.
Secondly, there's a time limit. You can figure out 80% of the information that you need within the first 3 minutes.
Okay, I'll work on it on the next call then.
So what are you trying to look for?
The top qualifications is how soon they want to move, why are they moving, do they need to sell, is it a priority for them,
What does that mean?
are they even a motivated seller to begin with from the get-go? I mean, but we are calling no's, so they are going to be a little bit less I suppose less willing since they've already said no. Does that make sense?
You are calling pretty much people that are not that motivated to sell. But as Claude says, you don't have to find the motivated seller. It depends on how you are as an actor and a therapist. So if your performance is bad, then you're not going to change their motivation level. And then you have to find the motivated seller. But if you're a good actor and a good therapist, you can turn a 5 into a 9. That's on you.
Thank you for calling this attendee cell phone. Please leave a message. Thank you for calling. This is
Hello?
Hi, was your
I'm sorry?
I saw the ad on Zillow. Was it still up for sale for the lot 50?
Yes, she wants to go for lot 50. It's for sale. It, yes, can either sell it or we can go long term.
Oh, okay. How long were you guys thinking?
The lease would be a yearly.
Okay. And then what about payments? What were you guys thinking about payments?
Are you looking to buy or to,
At least to buy at the end of the term.
buy it at the end of the term? Oh, that would be a lease option.
Right.
We're looking for someone just for a
Oh,
we
I
would
see.
renew it each year.
Oh, I see. Is this lot a business? Or
I'm sorry?
is it like a commercial business?
No, it's a house
Oh, okay.
and then it's Airbnb. Don't want to fool around with the short-term rental.
Oh,
Do a long-term rental on it.
and you
And we would consider a
but so you guys still want to take care of it even after a year lease? You guys don't want to get rid of it?
would sell it or we can do a either way.
Oh, okay.
I just when you do Airbnb, you have people that stay anywhere from 3 nights to 2 weeks. So I don't want to be cleaning it and working with it every week.
Yeah,
We can do a rent to own device or we can do
yeah, the Airbnb businesses, it's really hard cleaning up after them after a night or two or even a month that they stay. I get it. I don't like.
it's not bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I oh, okay.
Who would be living?
So actually, I'm looking for my next investment property. So that's why I asked if you were guys willing.
It's a great Airbnb. Brings in a great profit, but I just don't want to have to
And if we take care of, go ahead.
if you would like to buy it. It's a good one.
It sounds like a good one. The
I think 169 a night.
That's really good. And then especially for your area. Did you have any more pictures of the house? Does it need any repairs, any of that jazz?
You can, I'll be happy to show it to you.
Actually,
Like to look at it.
I'm currently in California. Please don't hold that against me.
Quite a way.
Yeah, but we do have boots on the ground in Florida. If we're able to settle on a price that you'd be happy with monthly and we'd be able to buy it at the end of the year, is that something you're interested in or not really? Like I said, just looking for my next investment property.
No, I someone who's interested as a business.
Oh,
I think it's just someone looking for them to live in.
oh, okay. So actually, we're what we do is I find families who are able to um rent it out for the year, and then they're buying at the end of the year. Are you familiar with that or okay,
Yes, that's called a lease option.
right? And that's basically what we're doing.
But I'm not that as second place. If I was going to do the option, I would just do it on
Oh, I see.
working through an agent.
Oh, well, it's not an agency, it's just me and my partner. But if you're completely okay with doing,
I wish you all the luck in the world. Lease it to someone who as business.
oh,
They're
I think you misunderstood me. Um, I wouldn't be the one leasing it out. The deed would stay with you until they're ready to buy at the end of the year. So what I do, I just
but it would not
correct. Well, you would get the final say of who would stay in the house. I
right, but I don't know what kind of case it would be.
oh, is that one of your main concerns?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So typically when they want to buy the house at the end of the year, they're not going to be the ones destroying the house. If anything, they'll probably be putting money into the house because they want to make it their forever home. Um, but it sounds like it's not something that you'd want to do. So
Doesn't sound like a program we would be interested in. I'm sorry.
it's okay. Well, you have a nice day.
We would have to do our people who.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Okay.
Okay, bye. And she said that she needs to do her own screening.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Her objection is to do her own screening. Why don't you let her do her own screening?
I think she was just not interested in working.
What do you mean? She gave you why she didn't want to do it. I'm confused. Why do you think that wasn't a deal for you?
She said she doesn't want to work with investors. That's what I heard. Did you hear something different?
No, because I can't hear you because your volume is turned really down.
In the call or
In
just
the
overall in
calls,
Zoom?
yes.
Oh, okay. So her whole ordeal was that she wasn't looking to work with an investor or company or business. She mainly wanted to just do it herself. Either do a long year lease term.
But then why did she ask you follow-up questions? And then she said that she would have to do her own screening.
That's why I'm telling you that she just wanted to do it by herself. She didn't want someone else to do it. She said that she can do it for herself.
Okay, I can't hear the call clearly enough, but to me, what I heard was that she wanted to do the screening by herself, but you qualified her. What she said something about 1 year, right?
Right.
What was that about?
She said that she'd be willing to work with a family for 1 year. But she didn't want to go through us because she said that she can do it herself.
Okay, so why did you continue the conversation from there?
it was because it seemed okay up until the point where I said that I was an investor, and then I kind of started selling myself at that point, and that's also where I need to rephrase my words and kind of work on that, because I gave her information that I didn't really need to give her. And I also, once I started explaining my process and what I typically do, that's when she inputted that she can pretty much do it herself and that she doesn't really need our help.
Yeah, at that point, you were going into what Claude calls presentation mode, and you went from conversation to presentation.
Yeah, it's something I need to work on too, because I don't notice it when it happens. I don't, at that moment in time during the call, I don't recognize that I'm doing a presentation mode. So I'll need to be more aware of that when my words start actually coming out.
Well, now that you're aware of it, go back to that scenario and then try to role play it from now. So now that you know what you know now, replay that scenario and try to role play it out. So you have the repetitions to go forward, because if you just keep doing new situations without practicing existing situations, you're just going to keep repeating the same mistakes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll go ahead and start doing that. But how do I break that? How do I break it? Just by doing new
Well,
scenarios?
the key thing that you just said that I heard is you go from conversation mode to presentation mode when you say that you're an investor. So the key point is, I think when you put on your investor hat, you go into presentation mode. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think the word investor triggers my mind or my brain to go into that
You think or you know, sir?
whatever. Yeah, I know. It triggers my mind to go into that already embedded script inside my head. And it's been embedded it's been embedded in my head from the beginning, because that's the those are the words that I would choose when we started doing this. So the way I learned it is the way how I kept it, and it's hard
Okay,
to.
sir. This is really informative. I appreciate you giving me that information. I took notes, a lot of notes right here while you were talking to me about that. So how would you like to move forward with that information that you gave me?
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Okay, great. So when you say work on it, what does that look like?
It looks like a lot of role playing where I don't use the word investor, so it doesn't word vomit what I've already practiced so many times before.
I'm sorry, what?
So basically practicing different responses of different responses to that sort of question, because it's just ingrained into my brain of how to say it, when to say it.
So I think one of the things is you switch to conversation to presentation mode when you're an investor. So I think you think a salesperson is supposed to present instead of continue on the conversation. So when you first call somebody, you're not an investor, right? Because you call them up and go, hey, is this thing still available? Oh, I'm so surprised. Why isn't it sold yet? Oh, that's like, it's a great property. I mean, like, why don't you want to stay in it for a couple more years? Oh, okay. All right. So then they'll say something, and then you latch onto that main thing. Like, they're going to tell you like 3 or 4 sentences. Only one sentence really matters, and you dig deep into that. So in that thing, you're still not an investor because they have no idea what the fuck you're trying to do.
Mhm.
Okay. So then you're good up to that part because generally you let them talk and hopefully you're asking qualifying questions at that point. But I think the main thing is one, you let them talk a little bit too much. Like, for example, what I just did to you about a minute ago, I cut you off, right? While you were explaining, because I already heard the gist of what you're explaining. I already qualified you. Okay, so it looks like you already know what's going on. Hey, that's great, Mr. Seller. I took a lot of notes. Well, that's a very interesting point. I'll keep that in mind. And so what would you like to do with that information that you gave me? Like, wow, Karen, that's some interesting tidbits. I really appreciate that. You thought about this a lot. You clearly have put a lot of effort into answering that question. Awesome. So what would you like to do with this information? All this pain that you have from when you talk to the seller, all this pain that you have when you're talking to somebody, all this great emotion that you're having. Oh, you're frustrated when you talk to that seller, and you're so frustrated when you get them and you're having a good conversation, but now it goes to the point where you need to sell them. And everything starts to go downhill. They might have been an 8, 9, or a 10, and now they're dropping down to a 4 or a 3 or a 2. And now you feel frustrated. And as you're more frustrated in that, you even make it worse because now you go into presentation mode. So in those situations, and you're feeling like that, what you could do is not sell. So you switch, you listen more. It's like, okay, great. So what would you like to do? And if we were able to do that, imagine if we were able to do that for you today, what happens next? Okay, so if we were able to do 189, would you be able to do some kind of financing on that for us? Maybe, maybe not. Oh no, I need straight cash. Oh, okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Straight cash is the way. Cash is king. So how much would you need? And how soon would you need that by? 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days? How fast do you need the cash? Because they already told you I only want cash, right? So if you pitch any financing offer and you go into presentating financing offers, you're gonna die, right? Because then their motivation goes way down because clearly you haven't listened to anything they said. So one of the key things that you said that went wrong after you went to, I'm an investor and I'm looking for my next investment property. They don't care that you're looking for an investment property because now they're in their memory bank. They're listening to every past conversation they had with an investor. And secondly, so then you go, well, we're not the ones staying in it, and we're gonna put somebody in there and stuff like that. So Justin made a really good point when he was watching our videos, is that you guys sound like a business, and you're not really making it like short responses and putting it back on them. Put the question back on them. Oh yeah, so yeah, we are looking for our next investment property. We are gonna put somebody in there. We're gonna put a good family in there, and we'll make a little bit of money on top. But what would you like to do? What would you like to see happen? Is this a deal breaker for you? What would you like to do? Because it's not about you and your business. It's about them and their situation. Okay, well, I know that maybe you're not financing it, and you said straight cash. That's fine. We'll just throw the financing away. Don't worry about that. So you would like cash. Okay, so how much cash are you talking about? Okay, and then how soon would you need that by? Great. Okay, I understand. That's the amount that I would need to, and this is a great house. I think that's a pretty fair value. I'm gonna write this down. Okay, cool. And you said you needed it by when? See, I'm not presenting anything, right? I can't presentate anything because I haven't fully qualified them yet. Oh, okay. So you need it by 45 days or 20 days. Got it. So 20 days is a little bit rough. Can you help me on the price a little bit? Is it flexible? Because this is pretty fast. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get loans and financings and inspections and You know, even a realtor, if you put it on the market with a realtor, that's going to take like 60, 90 days, and they have to go through inspections, and you're going to pay fees, and all of that. So you said you're not flexible in the price either. I mean, why don't you just list it? Like, if you're not flexible in the price, I mean, why don't you just list it with a realtor and get it all over with? Oh, that's why you couldn't get it for that price. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if we can do it for that price. So you're saying you're not flexible on that price, Mr. Seller? I do want to help you out. Okay, it seems like you're really not flexible. Okay, before I go, because it seems like I can't really do anything about this price. Before I go, is there anything we can do today about the price, or maybe about the length? No? Okay, well, you have a nice day. So you don't even need to present the fact that you're an investor, or you're going to put people in houses, or that's a solution. You haven't properly given the qualifications and the diagnostics for them, right? So, and you have to be willing to say, well, I'm going to throw all that out. Oh, you know what? Were you interested? Maybe if we were, okay, so you really want 186, and you'll give us, okay, so you don't need your money right away. Would you give us like maybe a couple years to pay you off? Would you be able to finance that by any chance? Okay, you would. Oh, great. Well, okay. So how long would you like to finance that for? How long can you wait for your money? Okay, so you want to do 186, you really want 186, and you can finance that for about 3 years. Okay, good. We typically do 5 years. But if we could do 3 years, come up some kind of solution, you'll be able to do something today at 3 years? Yes, maybe. Yes or no, sir? Okay. So if we could do, you know, some kind of financing, I'm not sure whether it's going to be a lease option or a lease purchase, or some kind of technical terms like a owner financing, getting a mortgage, something like that. I'll figure that out for you. Don't worry about it. But if we were able to do something, and then figure out the details later, you'll be able to commit to that price for 3 to 5 years. 3 years better for you? Okay, 3 years. Okay, good. So see how this sounds more like a conversation? So, okay, so all right, okay, great. You know what? This is pretty fair. I think I might be able to do this. So if we were able to do this price, you'll be able we would be able to come to some kind of agreement. Cool. All right, good. And this is gonna be easier than it is, because it's gonna be a back and forth. The other person can say, well, I have a buffalo I need to take care of. Oh, I need to talk to my aunt about this. Okay, so if we were, you know, if we talked to your aunt about this and she was on board for the same price that you were at, okay, so when can I talk to her? When can we have a conversation? Because you can't continue this conversation without the third party now. And when they bring up that objection, you have to meet that objection there, and then you have to go forward. Okay, cool. So you said that you need to talk to your, you know, your pet rock. So what time can you talk to your pet rock, and when can we get this done? Can we get it by today? Because I need to make sure that my underwriter, my private money partner, is also on board with this, and they do have a say in this, because they're going to give me the money, and usually we do 5 years. So I have to make sure that we can do 3 years. So when can we all speak, be on the same page, and then while we're on the same page, we can also go over the contract, so we don't have to go back and forth, and we can get this done today. When, or, you know, a better time for you? Oh, well, I can get it by Tuesday, and let's say it's Wednesday, right? Or, oh, I can get it by Friday. Okay, 2 days is good. 1 day is good, but not 5 days, because too many things can happen between now and then. Okay, great. So let's say we reconvene in 1 day or 2 days, and you talk to your spouse, and let's say they're on board, and we do have a great call, and we do have the contract all ready to sign. Is there anything else that I would need to know that I can put in my agreement, or that you know, any other problem that would kind of stop us from doing a deal? Is there anything else that I can do for you, Mr. Seller? And then they're going to say, if they have another possible objection, they should say something. Oh, well, we're really not going to sell it anyways, and I still really need to talk to Buddha about this because, you know, I need to go into my sacred spot and really pray about this. And I think I need another 10 days afterwards. I don't really think Wednesday is a good idea, but maybe. Okay. Well, sir, make a decision, because I'm ready to move forward. And I just need to make sure that my underwriter's good with it. And you need to make sure too, because we're serious buyers. We're probably the most serious people that you've ever come across. And if you're not willing and comfortable, just say no to me. But this conversation now about 5 to 6 minutes, we usually only take 3 minutes for these calls. But I really feel like your house is actually the most beautiful house I've ever seen in my life. Like, bar none, the other three, it's the one that I want to buy in the next, 1 to 2 days. So if you can't make a decision, then I think we're not the best fit for you. And honestly, you can tell me no right now. So is that what you want to do? You want to tell me no? So,
Yes.
oh, great. Okay, fine. That's awesome. Now that it's over, what could we have done better? Let's say we started over, we started fresh. How could this conversation have gone? Or maybe there was nothing here to begin with.
Or what would you add that question after they've told you already no? Just
Because
click on
after
that.
because you are in control, not them. Always. The most important thing is you are in control of the conversation. Now that it's over, sir, now that you fired me and this is a clean slate, just for my purpose's sake, I mean, we're still friends, right? Just as a friend, what could I have done better?
Well, at that point, I would just click on them. Why would I?
You sure could. You sure could. You could do
Why
that.
would I even want their
Because
second opinion?
the conversation, if you are in control of the conversation and they're not motivated, doesn't mean they're not going to be motivated in 15, 30, 45 days from now. And if you had control of the conversation and you didn't presentate and pitch them the wrong thing, you didn't damage the relationship.
Oh, I see.
So if you had good control of the conversation, now that it's over, sir, you're not ready now. I completely understand. That's fine. But what could we done better? Because if you remember the conversation you had with Dan, what was the key question that you asked him that made him sign the deal?
Oh, what were the reasons that you didn't feel comfortable with the
Exactly.
contract?
He was a
Okay.
no. And you asked him that question. And then what did he do with you?
Well, he told me his reasons, and then we fixed them. And if we added that into the contract, are you able to do something today? And he was.
But who said it was over first?
Dan.
Okay. So you asked him, well, hey, Dan, now that it's over, right? Dan, now it's over. What could have we done to, made you feel more comfortable for us to sign the contract? It's okay. You gave him the permission to say no. And then he felt, like, oh, okay, well, the pressure's off now. He doesn't really care. She doesn't really care if this contract doesn't work out. And I really wanted the contract. I wanted the state contract and, blah, 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 and if you could do that. And if I could be the one looking over the person that was going to go into the property, because you didn't mention those points, then yeah, you know what? I feel comfortable with doing that. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then what did he do after he said those things?
Well, if you do or amend or add or whatever he said, then we can go ahead and not feel comfortable signing it.
And then what did he do the next day?
He signed it.
Exactly. So giving them the ability to say no, to end it, now that it's over, hey, it's fine, it's over. It's great. Now that it's over, well, what could I have done better to make you feel more comfortable? Because the answer he's going to give you gives you more insight. So even if he can't do that and do something what Dan did, it gives him permission to do that, but it gives you more information for your 15, 30, 45 day, 60-day follow-up. Hey, Dan, just giving you a call back. I know we didn't stay in touch. I'm sorry about that. I'm so busy buying houses. So is that problem that we talked about at the end of the call still an issue for you? Oh, okay. So you figured that problem all out by yourself. You definitely don't need any help on it, right? Because it's still in the market.
Oof.
I really like, as I said, I really love your house. You know, it was a shame that I couldn't buy that house, but I did buy another house. And, you know, I do have the approval for the marketing budget that we might be able to do it for the next one. And, you know, we do have a slot here. I'm not sure if we might do it at that price. Not really sure about that price. But if we were able to do something, you'd be able to move forward maybe today, maybe not. You can say no to me. Okay, cool. Okay, so did you become flexible in the price? Did you kind of see that the market kind of changed its mind a little bit? Are you a little bit flexible now, or maybe you can give me a little bit more time to give me your price? You see, that's qualification.
Mhm.
Cool. Oh, great. Awesome. So I did take some notes while you were talking. You had a very fair point. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. And we are running over on time a little bit. We are 15 minutes over the call, but I really like to talk more about how I can help you move forward today. And also for the people that are listening on the replay or somebody that's listening live right now, I'd really like to know your thoughts on this so I can better prove myself and we can make this quality better for everybody. And how would you like to see us improve on it today? Mm, mm. It's a valid point. I think that's something that we can definitely do. And if we were able to do that today, you keep coming back and watch this show. You can definitely say no. You know, there's plenty of other shows, there's plenty of other people, there's plenty of other great content out there. But is there anything that we can make you feel a little bit more comfortable to come back? Okay, so all right. So if we were able to do that thing for you and you felt really good, and when you watched our content, you felt that you learned one or two things that you can possibly try in your business, and make you feel like this is something that you totally would like and subscribe for, you'll keep coming back?
Maybe in 3 hours.
Okay, so it's, let's say it's 11:15 right now, my time. So 2:15 is something you'd be able to do?
Does this mean you're wrapping it up?
It can be. Is that what you want to happen?
I believe so.
Okay, so if we were, you know, able to wrap it up in the next 1 minute here, you would be able to come back in 3 hours for me?
It sounds good to me.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, great. So I'll see you then. And what happens if by some random chance you get hit by a truck or something, and I don't hear back from you? Can I assume that it's over?
Yes, you can assume that.
Okay, great. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it is, no harm, no foul. All right. So I'll see you back in 3 hours. Not really if you're listening, but that's probably a good way to end the show. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning along. It's been a while. We ran over by 15, 17 minutes here, but I think that's the key point if you were listening. Something that Claude really talks about is don't go into presentation mode. I'm going into presentation mode right now, but keep into conversation mode. Okay, great. That's, you know, that's a great answer. That's something that's really a big concern for a lot of people that we talk to as well. Social proof. So if we were able to end this call in the next 10, 15 seconds and made this still really enjoyable for you to watch, you move forward with us today? Okay, so we'll see you again next time. Thank you guys for coming.